welcome back to Hermitcraft. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, this thing is amazing, and I was going to kind of go through here, so let's go ahead and head on in here, and well, it's a little bit easier to get up here. I think some kind of an actual ramp or pathway or something to come up here would be a good idea, just simply because I don't know about everybody else, but some of us are no good at parkour, and I personally really don't like to have to parkour up things. It's no good. Alright, let's see what's on the other side of this thing. In a word, yo. Wow. That looks kind of amazing down there. Gives my my problem with heights something of a serious twinge, but we seem to have a walkway here, so that should be okay. And so we have, I don't know, some kind of interdimensional rift or something. And with these working out to tunnels that are, I'm sure, the tunnels that are going to head back to wherever. And we've got, what here? Black glass, black carpet, black concrete, and so on. Yeah. One thing I noticed is that there's no actual signs on these things to say where they go. And that would probably be a good idea. I had to have a sign on it that shows where it's where it's headed, you know, whose portal it is, or whose rift, or whose tunnel, or whatever you want to call it. You know, that would be a good idea. It's very impressive. And that from here looks like it's floating in air. It really, that is truly awesome. Yeah. Very busy. Very, I'll tell you what, Isco, as I understand it, has done most of the design and build here of this stuff. Has done an amazing job with that. Okay, so we do have one with a sign. Yeah. I know there is some kind of a, I don't know, I have to look and see what tunnels are set up for what. I know I can use, I can build a tunnel off of one of these things to come back to my place for any who prefer to use another tunnel for quick access. And it would be handy for me sometimes, because especially like if I'm having so much lag that flying is a bad idea. Yeah. But this thing is, that is truly inspired, I gotta say. Even the pigmen seem to think so. Oh boy. Alright, well, definitely gonna have to see about doing something in here through one of these rifts, if one of the existing ones can be used that way, or if I need to get busy with one of the places where it's marked out to have a place for one. And yeah, I'm gonna have to see about that sometime really soon. Meanwhile, I need to head back to the fort, because I've heard from Mr. Welsknight, and we need to have a little chat.
Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a fantastic day, and we are here at TFC's base. You left me a book. You left me an order at my build services shop, my friend.
Oh, yes, sirree. I figure your build skills would do me a whole lot of good because I don't have any.
Well, I am happy to be of service for the low price of to be determined.
Yeah.
What the book says you have need of my services to conceal an unsightly structure.
Yeah.
Is that
Right
what's
there.
the unsightly? This glass
Thing.
towery thing. Is this like a villager breeder or
mob farm.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I've got a skelly spawner and a zombie spawner down there, and they're just close enough. If I stand in the right place, they both work.
Okay.
And I got them both running up through here.
Okay. So basically, we just want to build a structure of some sort to hide this.
Yeah. I'd have kept it underground, but the spawners are too close to the surface.
Yeah.
You could hear them.
I think I could probably do that. That should be... I've got a couple ideas of things I can think of. Yeah, that should be
sure you do. You probably have ideas coming out of your ears.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we should do... I'll make a giant model of Mumbo's face. What do you think? Just a full-scale, 60... Well, I don't know how high that is. I'll probably have to double it. Go like 32 by 32 Mumbo head right there.
I don't know. You sure it would fit with the place? I don't know.
Well, he does get kind of a big head sometimes. No. No. I saw the opportunity for the pun and I took. No, I think probably some sort of a building or something would look good there. Some sort of like have you seen it's like you'll have a tower and then they'll have like a skyway, right? Like a connecting bit in between. Like we have it a lot in like hospitals around here. They'll have, like a divided hospital that's on both sides of the street, where a little walkway that kind of goes over. So that people in the hospital don't have to cross the street to get to the other side. I'm thinking maybe something like that, but not so modern, if that makes sense. Like a little bit more ancient, I guess. More like medieval, rustic. I mean, more in keeping with the feel of your base, I guess would be the way to put it.
Okay, yeah.
So
it sounds like you got some good stuff going on there.
Yeah, that could be fun. The other thing, you also mentioned you wanted me to consult on some stuff.
Yeah, I've got a issue with trying to...
Hold that thought. I'm sleeping. I'm
yes.
Sleeping. Don't interrupt a man's beauty sleep. Okay.
Lord knows we all need it.
What do you need me to consult on?
Okay. I hear you've got a thing where you build houses, and you're really good at it.
I've built a house or two in my day.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to come up with some designs for houses that don't look like a 10-year-old built them in his sleep,
Okay, well, that's good. I specialize in at least 13-year-old level houses.
Well, there you go.
So
and then you're the man to talk to then.
So you're looking for a variety of different houses, or
basically what I'm thinking is I was originally thinking of the idea of having like 4 on that side of the pathway street, whatever this is, and similar on this side, but 2 or 3, something like that is, you know what I mean?
Do they need to be functional?
Not especially. I'm not going to live in them. I have the cabin for that.
Okay. Then we could easily fit quite a few in this. Is the space from like right about here or so? Yeah.
Pretty much where that dirt is there. It was kind of blocking it out.
And then coming down to basically the end of like this birch walkway, like right about here. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah, we can easily fit 4, 5, maybe even 6 houses in there.
That's cool.
What like style? What or maybe era would be the better word. Are we looking like modern? Or are we looking like kind of rustic? Are we looking sort of like medieval? Are we looking?
Well, I don't know. I'm probably not rustic. I don't know, some kind of pseudo modern or whatever.
So like suburbia.
Something like that.
Okay. So we could go, let's see. Your block, a lot of stone, you got some oak. Yeah, okay. We can make this work. I can figure something out.
All right.
For sure. I mean, and with that, do you want me to build it or do you want me to consult and have you build it but give you ideas?
Well, I'm not afraid of doing the work. I just have a real hard time coming up with the designs that, just making something. I'm not the greatest builder in the world. I know this is probably not something you had ever thought of, but
you'd be surprised. You should have seen the houses that I used to build. Ooh,
oh boy.
Man. They looked like, like you talk about building stuff that looks like it was made by an 11-year-old. My early houses they were built by like a toddler. That's all right. It's a process. So
yes, it
do you
is.
have some materials lying around, specifically oak, stone?
Okay, stone I've got plenty of in
I got
here.
some cobble in here. Okay, I'll
You
steal
got cobble there,
that.
and let's see.
Steal a little of that too. Just need a little bit of oak wood, like a couple of stacks of oak logs.
Okay, in the house, in the lower section in the back, chest in the middle.
Oh, it's like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
Sort of, kind of, but not quite.
Ooh, man, you're
in the middle on the bottom.
Oak supplies.
Oh.
Yeah, your oak supplies are very depleted. You have a total of 8 oak logs left.
Oh, God. That is ridiculous. I am
right,
going to have to be working the tree farm or tearing down the countryside.
I'll tell you what. I will make an agreement with you.
Alrighty.
I will build using a block that is in this chest, but you have to promise to swap it out for oak wood once you have attained said oak wood.
That's not a problem.
Okay, it's a deal.
Oak wood is preferred over a lot of other things anyway.
So
okay.
let's have a little building masterclass.
A building masterclass.
Yeah, building 101, or like this isn't even really like a 101 course. This is like summer school.
Okay, you
right?
said something about stone.
Yeah, and I've got tons of that. I have a whole shelter box of that stuff, so I should be good there.
Oh,
so
okay.
First step, right? First step when you're doing this is you want to lay out just a foundational shape.
Yeah.
Right. So and I would say try to stick to odd numbers. Right. So let's say we want to go maybe about here, right? For the front one wall, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Maybe scoot it one more block this way because I think it's a little too close to the runway for my taste. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll go 7, and then we'll maybe go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we'll have like an 11 by 7 rectangle.
Okay.
Right? Thing is, though, rectangles are boring.
That's true.
So
they're kind of very predictable.
Knowing that they're boring, let's take this little bit right here, and let's just add another rectangle to it. Right? We'll just kick this middle part out 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Right? And then you've got a shape of a house. Right? So if we were doing this in birch, as an example, we'd take this and we'd build it up. Like a so. And then I need like a little bit of cobblestone or something. 1 second here. Make some stairs. Boop. And then you just got to like kind of mark out the roof, right? So you go And we'll go maybe like 4 high here, because then that'll be high enough that we can put the lip on the roof and it'll still look fine.
Yeah. And it leaves room for some height on the inside.
Yep, exactly. So then once you have this kind of basic box shape, right? Like your basic wall shape, then you want to do the roof. And mark out like the corners or the very edges of the roof first. Because once you get that done, it's just filling it in, right?
Yeah.
So let's say right here, you want to have a little triangle right there, right?
Okay.
And then on this side, we're going to bring this one up to a triangle. Like,
I see where you're going there.
I think that's our center point right there. So we go up like so, right? And you would end up doing the same thing on that far side as well, right?
Yeah. And you make that look so instinctively easy.
And then all you need to do is fill in the roof, right?
Yeah.
Like you've already got an outline. It's like when you're a really little kid and they give you coloring books and you just have to color with inside the lines.
Yeah.
It's like the same concept, right? Like you've got your outline here. You just need to connect everything up. And then what you'll have is you'll have a roof with a triangle shape here and a triangle shape over here, and it'll all kind of connect up and make it look interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then once you have that, it's just variations on a theme. So maybe for the next one, you decide you want to do another one, right? So we start with, maybe we kick this one forward 1 block, right? And we go 7 here, so it's not like perfectly lined up with that other house. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we get this kind of coming over like so. And maybe this one you want the little sticky outy bit to be like back here, right? Maybe you want it over here instead, and it'll be a little bit off-centered, right? So it doesn't look exactly the same. And then when you come up, I'm gonna have to do this in stone, but because I don't have enough birch on me at the moment, which is something I never thought I would hear myself say. But you know, you come up here, and then maybe for this roof, you get a little clever with it, and on the front, instead of having everything like perfectly lined up, maybe instead you say, okay, well, here and here, I want to have a peak, right? So then you say, well, let's see. We'd start about here. And we, yeah, that's about right. So we'd go like here, and you would bring that up to a peak. And then kind of the same thing here and here, right? So you mark those out in advance. And then from there, it's just a matter of, once again, bringing them up to a point, right? So you go like so. Oop. And one there. And then same thing on this side, right? You're just bringing it up to a point. So you have like these 2 dormers, and you'd put windows in them or something, right? Nice and easy. So you have kind of the shape like so. And then over here on this side, this part would still come out and go to a triangle on these side edges. So like right here, this would come up to a triangle as well, right? So basically what ends up happening is, instead of having a roof that's just big lines, right? Lots of big straight lines, you know, instead of having roofs like this, You have roofs that kind of stick out a little bit here, and then and you get this kind of interesting shape that you can work with. And it's all, I mean, basically you're just doing the same house, but you're just making minor changes and variations to it, minor tweaks, right? And that way you really only need to come up with one house design. And you could tweak this however you want. You know, you could use birch walls, you could use oak walls. Maybe you do oak walls with a spruce roof, or you decide that you don't want stone, you know, smooth stone on it here. You want cobble as like kind of a foundation, right? Or maybe you want to add like maybe you decide you want to take a little oak wood and you add like a little deck to it, or you know, whatever. I think there's tons of little things like that you can do. But the basic premise is you're just doing the same house over and over again. You're just changing minor little things. You know, one has a bit that sticks out here. A different one has a bit that sticks out here instead. One has a roof with one dormer. One has a roof with no dormers. One has, you know, and on and on it goes. You kind of get what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I think so.
What I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, as one dog would say?
Yeah, I think I see where you're going with it, and it's given me a little something to work with. I know it sounds terrible, but I'm terrible with getting started with something like this. You know, this is the kind of thing that has me standing on a perch way up there, staring at this thing for hours, trying to figure out what to do with it.
Oh, I've done the same. I've done the same many times.
Because, yeah. Well, I do very much appreciate your little house building tutorial thing.
Yeah,
because as much as I should be able to do this kind of thing or think of it myself, I'm not always all that great with the design part of a lot of things like this. Things that are functional is another matter.
Skill. Yeah, a lot of it's just a practice skill too. Like I can't tell you how many hours I've spent you know, watching tutorials from other YouTubers and doing research into architecture and looking at elements of design in a general sense. And
that's true.
You know, like just on and on. I mean, it's a learned skill and it's a practice skill, just like anything else. But you know, you have to take the time to actually learn it. And then once you get kind of the fundamentals down, then you can experiment or whatever. But like a house like this, I can spit out without even thinking about it because I've built basically this exact same house 50,000 times.
There you go.
You know, for whatever I need to. And it really just comes down to variations. But like the fundamental building techniques, I would say, are present. You know, you come up with a basic theme, and then you're essentially just coming up with variations on a theme. So what you end up with is something where it's the same house over and over again, but when people look at it, they don't realize that it's the same house because the houses look different. You know?
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the town part of my castle?
I flew over it, and I've seen some of your videos on it.
Yeah, if you look at that, if you fly in there and you look up close, those houses are literally the same exact house 1,000 times. They're just
with a little twist here and there.
With a little twist, right? A slightly different shape. This one is 1 story. This one is 2 stories. You know, this one has a door on the left side. This one has a door on the right side. You know, I mean, but it's the same house. It's the same block palette and theme over and over and over again. But because there are variations, you don't look at it and go, wow, he just built the same house over and over and over again. You know,
yeah.
It's got just enough difference to make it kind of stand out.
Yeah, I hear you. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
I appreciate it very much.
I'm happy to help, man. If you need more consulting work, just let me know. I do charge by the minute. So I'll send you a bill in the mail.
Doesn't everybody?
My lawyers will be in contact with your lawyers. You know, it's all good. And I'll get to work on coming up with some sort of a plan and a design for this glass tower thing. Mob shoot? Well, I'll just call it a mob shoot. I'll come up with something for that and get that done, and I'll let you know when it's all finished. Until then, you're not allowed to be in this area. You know, surprises and everything. So, you'll have to go somewhere else, or maybe I'll just make like a giant black curtain so we can do like a reveal. And maybe
whatever
that wouldn't
works
work very well. Yeah, we'll figure something out. But
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna get to work, and I will get in touch with you once this thing is all done.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Have a good one, man.
You too.